tackling IELTS prep. I know a lot of you are focused on this, looking for smart, efficient ways to get ready.
Yeah, it can feel pretty overwhelming.
Exactly. So our mission here is to boil down the most crucial strategies and resources from what we've gathered. We want you to feel confident, in control, not swamped.
Makes sense. We've looked at general tips, specifics for each section, listening, reading, writing, speaking, and the best resources out there.
Right. So let's dive in. First off, general tips. Understanding the test format seems, well, fundamental.
Absolutely fundamental. Our sources really stress knowing the format inside out. You've got those 4 sections.
Listening, reading, writing, speaking. Yeah. Just knowing what's coming, what each part involves, that's like the first hurdle cleared, isn't it?
It really is. Think of it as knowing the rules of the game before you play, and then you need a game plan.
A study plan. Our sources were bid on this setting aside time daily, actually sticking to it.
Yeah, consistency is key. It's about that steady rhythm, not cramming everything in at the last minute, which, let's be honest, rarely works well.
So true. And when you are studying, using the right stuff is critical. Official materials.
Oh, definitely. The stuff from IELTS.org, the Cambridge IELTS books, they're repeatedly mentioned as like the gold standard.
Because they're made by the test makers.
Right.
So they actually reflect the real thing.
Precisely. The difficulty level, the question types, even how things are phrased. It's the closest you'll get. And then there's the practice itself.
Ah, yes. Simulating exam conditions. This came up a lot.
It did. Doing timed practice tests, it builds that mental stamina.
And helps manage the nerves, I bet. Less panning on the actual day if you've felt that pressure before.
Exactly. It's about performing under that clock. Okay, so let's get into the sections, listening first.
Sounds good. What's the key takeaway for listening?
Accents. Big one. You need exposure to diverse English accents, British, Australian, American, Canadian.
Right, because the test uses a mix. So resources like BBC Learning English or TED Talks could be useful.
Perfect examples. And something else, precision. Pay close attention to spelling and plurals. Small details, big impact on your score.
Good point. Those little things can trip you up. Okay, reading. Feels like time is the enemy here.
It really is. The main strategies are skimming, getting the gist, and scanning, looking for specific keywords or info.
And you've got roughly 20 minutes per passage. That's tight.
Very tight. So efficiency is everything. You also need to understand the question types, like true, false, not given, or matching headings.
That not given option can be tricky. I mean, the input just isn't there, right? Not that it's false.
Exactly. And the big advice, don't get bogged down on one tough question. Move on, come back if you have time, maximize your points.
Smart. Okay, on to writing. Task 1 first, describing visuals.
Yeah, charts, graphs, diagrams. The key here is structure. A clear introduction, then an overview sentence summarizing the main trends, and then the specific details. Keep it logical.
Got it. Intro, overview details, and task 2, the essay.
Task 2 needs careful planning. First, really analyze the question. Then, structure your essay. Introduction, body paragraphs with clear points and examples, and a conclusion.
And stick to the topic. Plus, manage that 40-minute time limit.
Right. And across both tasks, things like using good linking words, accurate grammar and spelling, and varying your sentence structures and vocabulary, that's what pushes your score up.
Makes sense. It shows your range. Now, speaking, how do you practice that effectively?
Daily practice is best. Even just talking to yourself in English helps build fluency. Recording yourself is also really insightful.
Yeah, hearing yourself back can be eliminating. What about what to say?
Be natural, be honest. Don't try to give memorized answers. Examiners can spot that. Expand on your answers. Don't just say yes or no.
Good advice. And focusing on common topics like hobbies, work, travel is probably a good starting point for practice.
Definitely. Those come up often. Okay, quickly then. Resources. We mentioned some already.
Right. The book series, Cambridge IELTS, Barron's IELTS, the official practice materials. Solid choices.
And for apps, IELTS Prep by British Council, Magoosh IELTS, IELTS Liz, those are popular for on-the-go practice.
Useful. And websites too, like the main IELTS.org, IELTSLiz.com, IELTSBuddy.com. Lots of free tips and practice there.
So, pulling it all together, what's the core message?
I think it boils down to this. You need consistent practice, using those official materials, and applying specific smart strategies for each section. That combination seems to be the most effective path.
I agree. It's about targeted effort. And maybe a final thought for our listeners to chew on.
Go for it.
Think about this. How much could actively listening to different English accents, not just for the test, but in general, really boost your overall understanding and communication skills way beyond just getting your IELTS score? Something to consider.
That's a great point. Broadens your horizons. Well, thanks for digging into this with us today.